Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Holika Holika Cross Peko Collection Melty Jelly Blushes as well as the Melty Jelly Luminizer. Both of these are the same sort of collection. They're both the melty jelly sort of texture, so I thought I would put them together because obviously one luminizer is going to be about a minute long review, so put them together in the one video. I showed you guys what the blushes look like in my first impressions of this entire collection, and there were so many princesses that were interested in them, so that I thought a video just dedicated to the blushes would be such a good idea. But I also kind of forgot to put the luminizer on because there were so many things and it literally just fell to the bottom, and my coverlet is usually white and I just didn't see it, and yeah, not so good. So I'm going to be talking about these two types of products today. Or I do. These products were kindly sent to me for review by Holika Holika. I was not paid to promote them, and I was not asked to say only positive things about them either. So for the Melty Jelly Blushes, the product description says, Jelly Cream Blush, a wonderful product for natural daily makeup. Blush gives smooth and shimmering surface. Your face looks fresh, healthy and radiant. In addition to giving a charming cheeks glow, blusher protects the skin from harmful environmental exposures. These blushes come housed in the cutest little tins, but the pans inside the tins are slightly smaller than the tins themselves, which makes them move around a little bit. The pans don't fall out, but they do shuffle around in there. There are 3 blush shades in the collection, and they are all really, really pretty. They do look similar when put side to side because of the jelly texture. These can be built up for sure, but something that I love about these blushes is that they can give the most subtle flush of colour. Melting Cherry is a vibrant red shade. This shade looks so frightening to me in the pan in the initial swatches, but it shears out really easy to a gorgeous natural flush. I find that my fingers are the best way to apply these blushes. They help to warm up and shear out the shades so they're not as intense. Melting Orange is a pretty warm-toned red. I'm not the hugest fan of this shade on my skin tone, but it does look pretty. I really love the finish of these jelly blushes. They're so sheer, which makes them very buildable. They're also really easy to use. It's hard to go wrong with them because they're sheer, and they also don't smudge or remove the foundation underneath. Melting Strawberry is a pretty pink. This shade is my favourite of the 3. It doesn't necessarily look the most natural, but it is the shade that I like the most on me. These blushes last all day for me. They appear to have a little staining power too, because they definitely stain my arm and my fingers when I apply them. So for the Melty Jelly Luminizer, the product description says, Strobing Game Strong. This blendable liquid highlighter gives a beautiful champagne glow that looks flattering on any skin tone. For a natural glow, use under makeup as a shimmery base. For a stronger strobing effect, apply on areas you wish to bring out such as cheekbones, brow bones, bridge of nose, cupid's bow after foundation. This luminizer is absolutely gorgeous. It comes housed in the same tin as the blushes, though the tin is white this time. The highlighter itself is basically silver, and it is shimmery rather than glittery, which is my personal preference. It has a texture that is similar to the jelly blushes, but ever so slightly creamier. I find that this applies best with fingers as it warms the product up, and I have no issues at all blending it out. I adore the shine this highlighter gives my skin. It looks fairly natural until the lights hits it, and then it really pops. Like the blushes, this highlighter is buildable. One sheer layer gives the most subtle glow to the skin, or 2 to 3 layers gives you a beautifully blinding glow. These Melty Jelly Blushes and Luminizer are absolute treats for princesses who prefer a more subtle look to their makeup or like to build it up through the day. Or just if you like to have the option between something that's really, really subtle and something that can be a little bit stronger. It just gives you a little bit more freedom. You can start off with a really subtle look so that you can barely see it, and then if you feel like you want a little bit more, you can just add that small amount more. It's really hard to go overboard with them because you do have to apply quite a lot, but you can actually get them to a really, really vibrant finish if you want that as well. I do find them really easy to use, though the blushes do stain my fingertips a little bit, which is a little annoying, so you can kind of see the top of this finger has been where I applied the blush. I am wearing Melting Strawberry as well as the Luminizer today, and I went for a very sheer look because Again, I was teaching today and I added the eyeshadow and lipstick later. I wasn't quite this intense when I was teaching because schools have rules that the teachers have to adhere to as well as the students. But in general, I find this collection really beautiful and easy to use. The only thing with them as well is that of course they are in that tin packaging, which is fine and they stack beautifully, but they almost sound like they're going to come out. They don't actually, so you can, oh my god, I almost thought they did. You can wiggle them around like this and they still won't fall out, but they definitely do move. Like I can see them moving. It's kind of bizarre that they weren't glued down, but I mean, I guess I didn't make them. You could probably get them out though if you really wanted to. Actually though, this smells like white chocolate. I haven't smelled them before and for some reason I just decided to. Okay, they all smell different. How did I not smell them before? The cherry one smells like cherry, the orange smells like orange, the pink one smells like strawberries. It's actually, you have to get quite close to, like you really have to get close to smell them. But there you go, they smell really nice as well, and the Luminizer smells like white chocolate. Did you need to know that? Probably not. Does anybody else sniff their makeup? Probably not either, but it's a cute factor. So all in all, I actually really enjoy using these. They're definitely more for me on a day-to-day basis because I do wear more natural makeup on a day-to-day basis because of my job. And if that is something that limits you as well, or you just really like really sheer beautiful looking blushes and luminizers, because the Luminizer actually does look pretty natural as well, then this collection is definitely something that I would recommend to you too. So thank you so much to Holika Holika for sending these products for review, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!